Hey everyone, I am here to talk to you today about Mooncat's newest collection. And as per usual, I kind of have nothing but good things to say about Mooncat, but this is such a cool collection, and it's called Seasons of Persephone. And I'm a Greek mythology nerd for sure. I love Greek mythology. Obviously, the story of Hades and Persephone is like a classic for reasons. And this collection is so cool. I love it. The color story on it is amazing, and I can't wait to share swatches with you and talk about it a little bit more. Just some polish details before we get to the swatches, or collection details, I guess. So, this collection is 9 polishes total, and it is not limited edition. So, that means that you can shop at your own pace and all of that fun stuff. And it's so cool. I mean, there's also Mooncat's first thermal. I believe that Live Love Polish, which was like the former brand, they had some thermals, but this is Mooncat's first thermal, and it's beautiful. It's really, I mean, this collection's really cool. So that's Seasons of Persephone. It's available starting today, the 9th of February, on Mooncat's website. And I'm going to get to the swatches for you. Mooncat was kind enough to send this to me as gifted PR, so no obligation to post. But I know that swatches are really important to everyone, and I like to share them. I like to do them. I like to show you things in natural light and on natural nails and all of that good stuff. So let's get to the swatches, and then I'll be back. I'm going to start off today's swatches with The Trouble with Immortality. And this is a new to Mooncat formula, and I love this polish. It's definitely one of my favorites from the collection. So I broke my thumbnail, as you can see here, but the rest of my nails are long, so you get to see this polish on a shorty and my long nails as well. So this is the first coat of this polish, and you can see it's a little sheer, but not too bad. And it builds really, really nicely. And I mean, I would say it's opaque in 2 coats, depending on the thickness of how you apply on my thumb for sure. And you can see here, I have a little bit of visible nail line for the second coat, but like not enough for it to bother me. I did do 3 coats for this. And this is a really cool, just bronze metallic lacquer. Next up, we have Love Bomb, and this one is really neat. It does look like it kind of has a bit of a brownish base, but it's technically a mauve lacquer, and it's filled with violet shimmer and also the micro holographic glitter, which is my favorite. And I really like this polish. There is something that is kind of dark to this base that I really liked, and the formula on this was super, super smooth. I only did 2 coats for these, so you can see on my shorties, 2 coats is just fine. And also, you can see the violet shimmer there. On my long nails, you can see it might be a little sheer, but I don't even have like a blurring base coat on. I don't have anything on. So this is 2 coats over my natural nails in the sun, and you can see some of the shade there. I really love Love Bomb. Next up, we have another one of my favorites from this collection, and this is To All Who Ghosted Me. And this polish is so neat. I really, really enjoyed it. It kind of has that dusty base, so it's a dusty lilac base, and it has this, super vibrant blue shimmer on it. And you can see on 1 coat, it looks a little sheer, but it builds beautifully. So definitely a 2-coater for short nails or shorter nails. I'm not keeping my nails short. I'm just waiting for this for these to, grow out. But it really builds beautifully. You can see this is 2 coats, and we're almost at opacity. I think, and this is 2 coats as well. I wouldn't really put a third on here unless you really, really wanted full opacity, and it's one of my favorites. This is the lovely magnetic of this set, and it's super gorgeous. The green is coming through here, which is nice. I was afraid it was going to look a little too blue in pictures, but it's a really pretty sage green magnetic, and it has a silver magnetic stripe on it. And the formula is silver, similar to Drown My Demons, which was from Mooncat's last collection. And this is Devil's Ivy. This is the name. So you can see it kind of has that really nice kind of jelly-y base and it magnetizes beautifully. And you can see that cool sage, the sage color comes through. I was trying to just mess around and do velvet nails, but just kind of to also show you how easy it magnetizes. So this is this beauty in the sun and the shade. And you can really see that saginess there. And now we're going on to Queen of the Dead, and this is Mooncat's first thermal. Their previous, before the rebrand company, Live, Love, Polish, did thermals as well, but this is Mooncat's first thermal. So, Queen of the Dead is a dark red thermal, and it kind of goes from like this deep wine color to like raspberry red when you're warm. So my hands are always cold, so I'm usually kind of hanging out around this collar over here. This is the cold state. And I also ended up comparing it to From the Ashes, which is also another Mooncat polish, which is like a deep ox blood color. So this is just going to be one coat on my natural nails. They build, and you can see that's the warm state at the tip of my nail, that like bright red. It's hard while filming swatches to also film the transitions, but you can see this is the cold state. And I'm just going to swipe this over so you can see how smooth this applies. The thermals are really nice. Something about thermals that you might want to know if you haven't used them before. Obviously, aside from them being, you know, a little thicker than your average just because of, the kind of thermal that they are, eventually thermals will die depending on time. So it won't always transition. But I'm a big fan of thermals anyway. They're really, really cool. So this is Garden of Evil, and this is a bright green lacquer filled with violet shimmer and also micro holographic glitter. So this is the brighter of the two greens with the violet shimmer from the set. And you can see it's like this grass green. And the shimmer on this is so strong. I love this polish so much. Once again, the formula on this is super smooth and beautiful. I only did 2 coats. It may be a little bit sheer. You can see how long my nails are. But once again, I didn't think that it was a problem at all. I really wouldn't, unless you once again want full opacity, I wouldn't really go for 3 coats unless you want it. So this is also in 2 coats over my natural nails. You can see in the sun a little bit of visible nail line. This beauty is freshly bitten and it is a rich wine red and it's filled with purple to pink shimmer, so it has that same, pinky violet shimmer that a lot of the polishes from this collection has and like a wine red base. And this definitely invokes like pomegranate seeds and all of that good stuff. This is such a beautiful polish. It's really, really pigmented and gorgeous, as with the rest of them. That little dot in the middle is because I didn't wait long enough for this to dry before I was videoing swatches, but it applies really evenly and beautifully. And you can see the violet and pink, like the pink to purple shimmer here. And this is a better representation of how smooth it is because I waited a little longer. It's a little sheer as well. This is shown in 2 coats. I think you can get away with it. Once again, it's your preference. I really love it in the shade too. So, unsurprisingly, this one's the sheerest of the bunch. This is Petals for a Narcissist. So, if you know the tale of Narcissus, those flowers, it's a whole Greek mythology thing. But this is a sheer white gray polish and it has that violet pink shimmer. And I filmed 2 coats of swatches, and so you can kind of see how sheer it is. And I also did a little side by side with Artemis Deathkiss from the Goddesses Complex series. You see, they're not really that similar, even though they may look it in the bottle. But I only did 2 coats because the formula on this is really, really nice. I have a few others that are similar to this, but they don't get quite as opaque. So this is 2 coats. I did 3 for my video and I did 3 for for my photos, and you can still see my nail line, but I really think good base, if you wanted opaque, you could go with a good base coat or like the primer to blur out your nail line a little bit. but this is 3 coats. This is really, really good coverage for this kind of polish. I was very, very, very impressed with this. And last but certainly not least, this is Fields of Elysium, and this is another one of my favorites from this collection. It is not as bright as the other green polish, so it's not as bright as Garden of Evil. This is a muted sage based polish, and it has that same violet shimmer and holographic glitter as Garden of Evil, but I prefer the muted color on this one. Um, I'm a sucker for sage. What can I say? It's not quite as blue sage as the magnetic as well, but you can see even in the 2 coats, it does a beautiful job. This was 2 coats. I didn't let it dry, so that was my bad on that. But here we go. 2 coats over my natural nails, no blurring base. This is definitely one of my favorites in the collection.
So, how cool. I'm I really like this collection a lot. I think my favorites of the bunch, I love the greens, both of them, because they're both just kind of giving you like different vibes for sure. And then the thermal is just like deliciously dark. And overall, it's just such a cool collection. I really enjoy it. Are you planning on picking anything up? Because I want to know. I want to know what you're going to get. Please shoot me a comment if you have any questions, or if you want to chit chat about things, or if you just want to tell me what you're going to get. But once again, these are not limited edition. They're available now on Mooncat's website, and they're so cool. I love them so much. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you later.